Anybody hear about the how's Roy's doing?
I haven't heard anything further.
Okay. Yeah, I called the house, but there was no answer.
Um, I'm going to the doctor tomorrow at the hospital.
The 4th of February, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
So she, and this is Bain. Yeah, Bain the Rabba Bar Huna. This is about 11 lines down. First word in the line is Menachasim B'nei Chorim. Everybody got the place? Anybody have the place?
I'm sorry, Rabbi. I was out of the room for a second. Where is it again, please?
Okay, we're on 15A,
Yeah.
about approximately 11 lines down from the top of the page. And the first word in the line is Menachasim.
Okay, I see that.
And the Gemara is going to be asking now, starting with the words Bain L'Rava Barav Huna.
All right, let's see if I can find that.
Okay, in the art scroll, you're on 15A1 on the right column where it says the Gemara analyzes.
Got it.
Great.
Alan, you're muted.
Okay, not anymore.
You have the place?
Well, no, in the English place.
15A1, right-hand column, second paragraph. The Gemara analyzes.
Okay, got it.
Okay, Alan, would you like to read for us?
Okay. The Gemara analyzes the explanations of Rava and Rabba. Bain Rava, Bain Rava Bar Rav Huna. Who explained the brisa that the owner claims compensation for his lost principal from the robber till war al who it is an unrecorded obligation. Al P Nova Amiga for team Michelle one, and one may not collect an unrecorded obligation from uncovered property. If so, why does a Bryce numbers in encumbered property?
I have a Rashi over here.
How far down? How far down?
Out of place.
Okay, Bain Rabba, Bain L'Rabba, whether it goes according to Rabba, the two of them, Rabba and Rava. Boy, it's sure hard to figure out with the Aleph and the Hey, which is which. The Makome, the Makume Gevia, the principal, Min Hagazlan, from the thief. The Benigdal, and with the victim, Ha Malve Al Peh, who, and because the victim took a loan, a verbal loan. There was no star on it. The low tarpa, and it doesn't upset it. May from his. It doesn't take it out of his. Can't do that because it's only a verbal thing. There's no star. So
maybe. Oh. Close that. Oh. 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 Okay, sorry for that interruption. Okay, so we got you're doing the Rashi. Bain the Rabba, Bain the Rabba.
We did the Rashi.
Okay, so basically, there's no actual loan per se. It's kind of a funny thing altogether. But we regard as we're regarding it. Why are we regarding it as a loan? Actually, oh, the purchaser must have paid the Goslin money for the property, right? So now he wants to come and get his money back from the Goslin. And so, since there was no real sale because the Goslin doesn't own the land, he's a Goslin. So what do we call the money that the purchaser gave him? We call it that he loaned him the money, I guess. So and since there's no contract, right? They didn't write up a loan contract because it was really a loan altogether. It's just a made up invention. It's so we'll call it Rava, and Rabbi Baruch Huna are explaining this case in the Brisa. It comes out that the one who's collecting the Karen, he shouldn't be able to collect from the Chasim Mishubadim, and the Brisa says that he is able to collect from the Chasim Mishubadim. So therefore, this is the kasha on the table right now. So what's more gonna answer for the two of them? Let's see. So Lou, you want to read Hacha b'mayas kinin in the Gemora?
Okay, Hacha b'mayas kinin. What are we discussing here? Kishe Ahmad Bedin, when the robber stood in judgment. Vihadar Zabain, and subsequently sold the property.
The property. He was on trial for theft of property, and what did he do before they were able to take the property away from him? He sold it to a unsuspecting third party.
Well, no, he left out the words. The robber stole. The article says sold other property, not that same property. He couldn't sell a property because he didn't own that. He had other property.
I'm not reading it the same way as you, Phil.
Let's take a look at the Rashi.
It does say the word other property in not highlighted in dark.
Let's see what the Rashi has to say. Kusha Omad Bedin.
Kusha Omad Bedin, when he came to court. Kolem Shemacha Nichlase. This is before he sold his properties. The Kaven, since the Chayavu based in, because he is Chayiv and based in, Islay Kala. Okay, now what is there's a
code
related is to him Kimalva Bishtar. It's considered to him like he has borrowed it with a star. It changes the distinction once it's in based in.
So the question was all based upon an oral loan. And now we're saying, no, it's not regarded as an oral loan because we're talking about that we took the Goslin to Besdin and we got the Besdin were Mechayev the Goslin. And like that, every court case that has so there's a voice. Everybody knows what the verdict is. That's a public thing over there. And so now, since there's a kol, so it resembles a star. And since there's a kol, so then we could say that he could collect from encumbered property because the guy who's got encumbered property, the guy who buys property from this Goslin should know that he got a judgment against him, and he's chayav to pay it. So if the Goslin is going to sell property after that judgment, the guy is the buyer should be aware and beware and not buy it from him. And if he does, he's in danger of getting the property taken away from him by the one who won the judgment. Okay. I'm not really sure why we're calling it a loan over here, because the way I was explaining it, we call it a loan when the Goslin is selling to a purchaser. But here we're talking about the Goslin stealing it from the Nigzal. It's not it's the Nigzal didn't give him any money. There was no money that was transferred over here, as you find in the case of a unsuspecting purchaser buying it from a Goslin. So I'm not sure why we call it in the first place a loan altogether. But
there's a footnote, Rabbi. There's a footnote that discusses that.
Oh, okay. What's it say?
A ruling of the court generates as much publicity as a recorded debt. Consequently, anyone interested in purchasing a field from the robber will become aware of a lien on the robber's property resulting from such a ruling. Therefore, although it is not recorded in a document, this obligation creates a lien, and the owner can collect his principal from anyone who purchased land from the robber subsequent to the court's ruling.
Yeah, that I understand. But even before we said that the case is going to the courts, in the question that the Gemora asked originally on Rabba Bar Hana and Rava, the Gemora over there, before we knew anything about a court case, the Gemora was saying we're talking here about something which is regarded as an oral loan, and accordingly he can't collect the nigzal on a oral loan from nechasim mishubadim. But why is it called an oral loan? The nigzal is he didn't give any money to the gazlan. In other words, so the question on the question that the Gemara originally asked, when it says Bein the Rebbe Bar Huna, Kamilva al Pehu, it's regarded as a milva al peh. Why is it called a milva al peh?
Well, there's no star. If there's no star, then milva al peh is something that doesn't have the same force. So now he's claiming, well, once Beis Din knows about it, it's no longer milva al peh. That's, still questionable. How can they say, well, it's still the fact is he didn't have a star? Okay,
I guess you have to say that it doesn't mean the milva, the fact that we call it a loan altogether is not only in the case where we're talking about a purchaser who's trying to get back the money that he paid the gazlan. Even if there's no exchange of money, in the case of a nigzal is trying to get money out of the gazlan for his loss. We still, for some reason, we're calling it a loan. Calling it a loan.
Rabbi, the English does not translate milva as loan. Recorded obligation. The owner, loss of his property was obviously not the owner. So it's not taking the literal definition of loan. It's treating it as an obligation that he has that does not have a document associated with it.
Milva is just sort of like an example of an obligation. That's one way somebody can get.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So now the Gemara is answering. So Hagamayis Kenan Kishu Amad B'Din. So now we say it's got the status. This obligation has the status of a milva b'shtar because of the call that people know what the Beis Din ruled over here against to be Machayev the Gazlan. And then it says Hadar Zavin. And then the Gazlan, I guess, he turned around subsequent to that and sold. He made a sale. So we don't have any Rashi over there about that. So we want to know who it was that sold it and who did he sell it to and what it was that he sold. All these three questions we don't know.
Okay, so the Gemara answers key norm. What are we discussing? Concerning the stolen field and was found liable and subsequently sold on property. Since the robber was obligated by the court, the obligation may be collected from any subsequently sold land. That must be land that he had, right?
Okay, so I think that Hadar Zavin, he subsequently sold the land. We're talking about the Gazlan. He sold land. Which land did he sell? Whatever land that he had. And who did he sell it to? He sold it to a purchaser. And this took place after the Beis Din had ruled. So the case, the purchaser should have known that this guy was found to be a Gazlan and he owes money, and therefore this property that he's buying now is got a lien on it. It's got a lien to pay the court case that the Goslin became obligated to pay back the person that he stole from. So if this guy who's purchasing the land doesn't know about that, doesn't look into it, so it's his fault, and so he's so therefore the nigzal that won the case, he's got a right to take that land away from this purchaser. So that'll be the case. That'll be the case. In other words, that Rava and Rabbi Bar Huna are talking about why it is that the nigzal is able to get Karen from the chasim mishubadim, from encumbered property. On that, the Gemora asks another question. Hachi peris nami. The Gemora says, if so then why should there be a split in the din between the Karen and the Peros? The Brisa says that the din of the Peros is going to be only collectible from unencumbered property, b'nei chorim, property that's still in the possession of the Goslin. But the Gemara is saying, if so, if that's the case, if the Brisa is talking about this court case, Amud Bedin, so then the Peros also, the fruits also should be able to be collected. Is that the Gemara's question? Peros nami. What's the Peros nami? Should have the same din. The Brisa says they don't have the same din. In other words, the call of the court case should extend to the payment of the Peros. So the nigzal should be able to collect the loss of the Peros also from encumbered property, nechasim mishubadim, property that the Goslin sells to a purchaser. Okay, so on that the Gemara answers. Lou, you want to read?
Okay, I lost track of where we are.
Oh, okay. So we're up to the Gemara just asked the follow-up question, Ihachi Peros Nami. And now the Gemara is going to say Kasha Amad. In other words, it's the second time the Gemara says Kisha Amad Bedin. It's it looks to be the first word in the line, about 20 lines down. Oh, 1 second. Is that right? No, 1 second. I'm leading you the wrong way.